What's up YouTube land, it's Ray back with XTech Tactical for another overview video. Today we're going to be covering the Glock 19X versus the Beretta M9A4. So per usual, we're going to jump into the basic technical specs, kind of an overview, kind of feels that I think about it. So let's dive into it. Let's do a quick safety check here and check inside our chamber. We are clear and unloaded. So it's safe to go ahead and proceed. Safety check on the 19X. Again, no rounds in the chamber. We're clear and safe and ready to proceed. All right, let's grab some weights on the Beretta here. Unloaded, no magazine, 1 pound, 13.3 ounces. With the unloaded 18 round magazine in there, that jumps us up to 2 pounds, 0.4 ounces. And with the fully loaded 18 round magazine, that bumps us up to 2 pounds, 7.4 ounces. One extra round on top for a loaded chamber, takes us to 2 pounds, 7.8 ounces. All right, taking some quick measurements here on the Beretta, coming from the tip of that muzzle down to approximately the end of the beaver tail there. Looks like we're coming in right about 8 7/8 inches on the length. From the bottom of our magazine to the top of our slide here, looks like we're at 5.5 inches approximately on that. So grabbing a quick reading on the frame at approximately the widest point, looks like we're hitting 1.3915 on that. So let's do a quick double check, making sure our firearm is unloaded and clear before we jump into the trigger reading. So I'm going to start with the single action trigger pull. Boom. And it looks like that's breaking right at 4.02 pounds. And now let's go for that double action, that long heavy pull. And we're coming in at 7.82 pounds on the double action pull. Checking out the weight of the 19X here, unloaded, no magazine. Looks like we're at 1 pound, 5.2 ounces. And with the unloaded 17 round magazine, 1 pound, 8.1 ounces. The fully loaded 17 round magazine, and that takes us to 1 pound, 15.6 ounces. One extra round on top jumps us up to 2 pounds, 0.1 ounces. All right, measuring from the tip of the muzzle on the 19X to the furthest point on the frame, looks like we're coming in right at 7.5 inches. That lowest point to the top of our slide, 5 3/8 inches there approximately. And grabbing the meaty portion of our frame here, looks like we're going to get 1.1725 as far as the width of that goes. Real quick, do a double check that we're clear before we jump into our trigger reading. Grabbing that lowest point on that trigger that we can. Looks like we're breaking right at 5.22 pounds. All right guys, so let's take a look at these peanut butter beauties here. One of the things that's nice about the 19X here is that they gave a nice little PVD coating on it, so you get some nice flare with that. If you're into the little more bling, some people prefer the more flat tones like the older Cerakote that they had on there and stuff like that. But I personally think that that's pretty sharp. I am a fan of that. But let's get into overall feels, kind of comparisons between the two right out the gate. Obviously the Beretta, the M9A4 is going to be a slightly longer gun there. Line those up and you can see that the grip lengths are going to be very similar in that regard, both being a full-size frame. But obviously the Beretta, much longer barrel, I believe is somewhere around 4.81 inches or something like that, versus the 19X that we know comes with a more compact barrel in it. Now the Beretta does have a more streamlined and straight frame or grip here on the frame, whereas the Glock we know has a more aggressive angle to it and also features a hump, a little bit of flare of a mag well at the base and things like that. For me personally, really don't have a preference. The Beretta is going to be also extremely comfortable and present more kind of in line with the hand, whereas the Glock is going to be one that for a lot of people, your grip, if you try to grip it kind of straight on without kind of canting and locking that wrist a little bit, you're going to end up with that pointed slightly up. So Glock angle is going to be a slight difference than your 1911 style or more vertical inline grip would be. Texturing between the two, really it's not a comparison. The Beretta wins. The grip panels, one, they're replaceable and interchangeable. This is out the box a far more aggressive grip than you get on the Glock. Carrying this against your skin wouldn't be nice, But with a full-size gun like this, typically this is going inside of a outside the waistband holster or something like that as an actual sidearm or a duty firearm. So that texturing is super nice to keep the actual gun really locked in place. You also get pretty nice checkering on the front strap as well as on the back strap there. So they did a very good job as far as texture goes on the frame of the Beretta. Glock, the V series kind of carried over your Gen 5 type of texturing. So by all means it's functional, but it does leave some to be desired as far as the aggressiveness of it and keeping it very much in place, but you can sink your hands into it and it performs well. A lot of people are still doing aftermarket stipple jobs and stuff like that to get a little more aggression out of that texture, but Beretta wins. Trigger guards, the Beretta does have a very large kind of oval rounded trigger guard here. It's very nice for shooting with gloves. However, for me personally, I think that that trigger guard is a bit much, especially not offering any type of undercut here or anything like that, or double undercut I should say on the trigger guard. The Glock has a very meaty trigger guard. Kind of sucks out of the box where their undercut leaves this point. For a lot of people, it leaves a hot spot on your middle finger, digs into it, but having that extra meat bent polymer, it's easy to Dremel and take that down, give yourself a nice reference point for your support hand on there. Both firearms do have rails, the Beretta being your more standard kind of 1913 style. Your Glock is going to give you kind of that one slot in the front. No problems at all finding lights that will fit for either of these firearms, so you have a whole lot of aftermarket support to be able to attach your weapon mounted lights or whatever accessories you want to the bottom of the rails on either of those, so I'll say that's a wash. Although Beretta does allow you a little more adjustment having multiple slots instead of a single slot, I'll say it's a wash personally. Serrations, that's going to probably go to the Beretta in my opinion, just because they do offer front serrations on it, whereas the 19XV, as you see, just comes out smooth and sleek on the front. Rear serrations are nice, that they are deep, whereas the Berettas are kind of more shallow, although they have a very fine pattern on that, so you get good texturing to be able to bite your hand into. So Beretta wins in my opinion. Now, one of the main differences between the two firearms is going to be that the Glock does have a tilting barrel with it, meaning that as that slide travels to the rear, your barrel will angle slightly up, assisting in feeding and things like that, whereas the Beretta is going to be a fixed barrel, so your barrel stays in line. You'll get a lot of opinions and kind of debates about which one people prefer in that regard. Benefits when you're running suppressors, things of that sort. The tilting barrel, a booster or a Nielsen device is something that's going to be required with that. Fixed barrels, typically one of the benefits of it is that you can get away from needing a piston in a lot of cases. Some might still require it or whatever the case may be, but in most cases, fixed barrel, you're going to be able to admit that. As far as ambidextrous aspects go, your Berettas, you're not going to see a lot of controls on your right side. So typically that's going to be on the left side of the firearm. With the Glock, you get ambidextrous slide release, and your takedown, obviously with Glocks, is going to be required to be on both sides of it. Your magazine can be swapped over. So if you're a lefty, you can set a Glock up pretty easily for you. The Beretta, not so much. Optic systems out of the box, Glock is going to come optics ready for you. The Beretta, it's going to need some work to be able to get that configured to put your plates on there, but it is an optic mountable slide, just not as easy to plug and play like you will see with the Glock or most modern semi-automatics in today's day and age. Trigger systems, Glock is going to be striker fired, so you're going to get that one stage in there that kind of fires that small bit of take up, retracting the striker there to finish it out, but that's typically more like a single action where you get that dead trigger after you squeeze it and release that striker, whereas the Beretta here, you're going to end up with a traditional double action, single action setup, meaning that with the hammer cocked here, you get a much lighter, easier trigger press that will allow that to drop nice and light. But if you have a hammer that is down, or you get a failure to fire, whatever the case may be, you do have the backup aspect, or the primary aspect, depending on how you do it, of a double action trigger pull, allowing you to pull right through that consistently, not having to reset the trigger by racking your slide in order to get your trigger to actually function again. Beretta does also feature a decocker and safety configuration on it. Decocker here is nice. You push down on that and it'll drop your hammer safely for you. With the Glock, yeah, you're not really decocking that. Both of these do come threaded from the factory. This particular version of the 19XV is the threaded barrel with the suppressor height sights. Definitely completely blacked out front and rear sights on there. The Beretta is going to come with the traditional 3-dot, and this is also night sights. So your mileage may vary for what your preference on that is. Usually running a can, you want taller sights to be able to clear over your can. But again, running optics nowadays, It's kind of a toss-up of if it's something that you care for, being able to co-witness and do all of that, or if your dot is going to be good enough for you and it's going to clear your can and suffice. Magazine capacity between the two. The Beretta is coming with a 18-round magazine there, and your Glock is going to also come out the gate with a 17-round magazine. So 17 plus 1 and 18 plus 1. So 1 extra round to the Beretta, as well as featuring a lanyard loop on the bottom there, whereas the Glock is going to have a slight flared mag well, assisting for loading your magazine into the firearm smoothly and easily. So aftermarket support, Glock is going to win that hands down, clean and clear. Berettas have been around, they're pretty a staple as far as like traditional firearms that we've seen in action movies, service pistols, things like that as well. However, the aftermarket support for Glocks as far as being able to go and change and swap out things is going to blatantly sweep the Beretta on that. As far as XTech Tactical, we do have you covered with a speed loader. The LDR2000 here, the G1 model will be the model that assists for both the Glock as well as the Beretta. Those double stack magazines there, so you can load those up pretty easily and efficiently with that guy. As far as Glock, you guys already know we got you covered with the MTX magazines here. So go ahead, get these, bump your capacity up, +5 base plates pre-installed. You can slap that right in and extend that capacity. Beretta does also have some extended capacity magazines out there. I will say that it seems the Glock magazines are far more plentiful and available and a lot more configurable as far as capacity expansion goes. All right, guys, so that kind of wraps it up for us here, covering the Beretta M9A4. Definitely a much larger firearm, full size, nice heavy all metal construction. And then you have the Glock 19X here, your typical polymer frame, steel slide setup, and so forth and so on, a little lighter weight. Let us know if either one of these are firearms that interest you. Both of these firearms were entered into the military trials as far as figuring out what was going to be the replacement sidearm. They ended up with the P320 or the M18, M17 as it ended up being configured and called. But you end up with that nice FDE peanut butter colorway here. Beretta is extremely sharp looking, and the 19XV also looks very nice with the PVD slide in my opinion. Let us know, do you care more about the lighter weight option, still being able to offer that compact slide and full size grip, or are you into a more straight up full size gun taking advantage of the extra ballistic performance? Let us know if the threaded barrels play a factor for you in today's day and age where suppressors are extremely easy to come across and be able to file for, especially without having to pay an additional $200 for tax stamps. And if either one of these options you would choose and run a can on. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.